Welcome back, everybody. This is part two. Uh, I have a part one and then a part two of lesson five. So this is Writing with Fire, lesson five, um, where I stopped last time. We were talking. We were talking about writing and my journey and how I got to where I am today. And of course, it took several years, uh, and I continued to write. And I was talking about Tony Robbins and how that inspired me and how I made that goal for myself to actually get something published within 1 year. And within that year, I did find Damnation Books submitted Damage Incorporated. They published it. It didn't really go anywhere. It didn't do what I needed it to do, or the company really didn't do that. And then when they ended up selling to another company, I got out of that contract and I republished it on my own. Like I mentioned, you can publish your books on your own through Amazon. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, but you want to make sure you're putting out good material on there because once you put something out there, it's out there for good, and you don't want to blemish your good name if something is not good out there. But that is what I would urge everyone to do because if it can happen to me, as Renault says, it can happen to you. Put goals out there, and when you put a goal together and you dedicate yourself to that, you continue to keep it in the forefront of your mind all the time. Then you need, every dream needs action, so you do have to put some action together. But as you start doing things, even if you feel like you're fumbling around, as long as you keep that goal in mind, I believe your mind will find the right way and the right path. Like once I made that goal, suddenly I started, instead of just looking for publishing houses, I said, well, what about publishing houses that publish horror, since that's what I'm writing? I don't know why I didn't think about that before. But suddenly my mind started to turn around and start to narrow my searches down and where I was sending my books and make sure you're sending it to a publishing house that publishes stuff that's like yours. I wouldn't want to send this to a romance novel, publishing house that just publishes romances or cozy mysteries or anything like that, because there's not anything cozy about my writing. Hopefully not, anyway. So anyway, you know that's just another lesson to remember to keep. Um, After that, I went on and a lot of I did a book signing, had people come out. I picked this downtown Salt Lake. There was this really cool bed and breakfast, and I asked them if I could have my book signing there. And they even has their own ghost stories that they say the place is haunted, so it's perfect. So I held it in the parlor there, and a lot of my friends and family came out. And book signing is fun. I love doing that, and a lot of people did let me know that they really liked Damage Incorporated one. So I decided to write a sequel, and so I wrote Damage Incorporated 2, The Hit List. I published that on my own as well. Did another book signing, and all that was fun. But it wasn't really getting anywhere that I wanted to be. I want to go to that next level. Where do I find that publishing house? Where do I find that agent that could give me that great deal? Well, I've submitted, and continue to submit work. I'm just not getting anywhere, and you know, I'm just trying to upscale my game. So finally, I did. I wanted to querytracker.com. So if you are a writer and you're ready to put something out there and you're looking for an agent or a publisher, go to query.com, QUERY tracker.com. And, you can go on there and you can start to find the people that are looking for the stuff that you want or the stuff that you publish, or you click on them. You can narrow your search down to the genre and all that. It'll even tell you if they're accepting submissions or not. That's a great source. I still use it today, Anyway, that's how I found Red Adept Publishing. So I'd written The Other Side of Elsewhere. I was really proud of this novel, and at the time it was called The Crooked House. So I was submitting it left and right. Well, Red Adept Publishing was probably, I think it was number 67, the 67th submission I sent out. And they finally called back. The publisher herself, she called me one evening and we talked for maybe an hour and a half. It was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, that's great. And she gave me some good advice. She said, I don't think we should call it The Crooked House. It's not a ghost story. And so if you put it out there, people who think it's a ghost story, either one, they'll buy it thinking it's a ghost story and be disappointed because it's not a ghost story. Or people won't buy it because they think, oh, it's just another ghost story. Where The Crooked House is obviously there's a lot more to it. Yeah, I do have some ghosts in a haunted house, but it is a lot more than just that. And that's what she was trying to relay. So here we go. Like, well, what am I going to title it? So I had to do some brainstorming. I did some searching. I played around with a lot of numbers. I looked up other books and finally just, I don't know, out of nowhere, I came up with The Other Side of Elsewhere. And still today, I just love that title. It's one of my favorites that I came up with. And so that's what it turned out to be. And through the process, I went through the content editor. I went through a line editor. I helped give suggestions for the cover, and they came out with a cover that looked fantastic. I love the color of it. I still love that blue. And then we published it, and we we did some work on it. My publisher did submit for a BookBub ad, which she's always trying to do, and she's really good at getting those. Now, if you don't know who BookBub is, I would recommend going to bookbub.com because that is the biggest and the best at being able to promote and sell your books. And they are the best at it. You get an ad with them, your book's going to sell during that ad. It's so coveted that they don't take everyone on. They turn a lot of people away, even if you have money to give them. So it's really difficult to get an ad with them. But when you do, it works really well. I was able to supplement it with a lot of other ads, and it helped The Other Side of Elsewhere reach number 3 bestseller on of the supernatural thrillers that weekend. I even got above Stephen King's It, and I remember taking a snapshot of that, like, yeah, I part of my 15 minutes of fame, I'm ahead of Stephen King for one day. I'll take it. So it was exciting that reached that status. Sold a lot of books. I'm still far away from even making enough money to make it week to week or month to month, really. So it's still got a long way to go, but it was exciting to get that. Then I went on. I wrote Liberty Justice, published it through the same publishing house, Red Adept Publishing, and that turned out really good. And then more recently, I have The Intruders. And The Intruders is what's recently out there right now. That's my most recent novel. It's a lot of fun. I'm getting a lot of good feedback from it. And that reached number 4 on supernatural thrillers at one point. So really excited about that. I'm really excited about the future. I've got another book coming out through Red Adept Publishing right now. It's called The Devil's Dance. And so I can touch more on that later, but I'm really excited about that one. And currently I'm writing a lot of screenplays and submitting those, and I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So hopefully you've learned a lot from this, and I will see you next time. Remember to always read.